Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Nikita Tibriwal and I come here with 11 years of experience in the IT industry. My experience spans across the life cycle of data products. At present, I'm working at Salesforce as a lead data scientist and I help the company improve its product adoption. I'm sure you all are data enthusiasts just like me and are excited to build machine learning models. But before you do that, it is really important to understand the concepts behind the model. In fact, at times, a lot of business use cases can be solved without using machine learning, but just the core concepts behind it. Yes, I'm referring to probability and statistics. I treat probability as the bedrock of machine learning framework. Right from model fitment to model training, evaluations, hyperparameter tuning, everything is strongly dependent on the concepts of probability. With so much emphasis on this topic, I am happy to share you here some of the real world applications and see how we can use this in our business use cases and answering some of the questions. Probability. I know all of you understand this concept. Let's do a quick revision and I'll ask you a classic question. If I throw a dice, can you tell me with certainty that it will land upon 6? Or for that matter, can you tell me with certainty that Tata Motor shares will go up today? Or for that matter, can you tell me, will it rain today with certainty? No, none of these questions can be answered with certainty. At best, you can tell me the likelihood of these events happening in future. This likelihood is termed as probability. And the formula, the calculation for probability is number of favorable outcomes of the event divided by the total number of possible outcomes for the event. In case of dice, it will be 1 by 6 for the dice landing on 6, which is 16.6%. Let's talk about a very interesting case study that happened way back in 1980s. There was a brewing company, Skills. Their market shares were dwindling. So the marketing team came up with a very ingenious idea to help with this problem statement. What they suggested was that they would buy some airtime on the TV during the Super Bowl match and conduct a blind beer tasting event, which means a set of people are invited live on the television and are offered two classes of beers and they have to share their preferences live on the TV. Now, people would say that this is very risky and bold. First of all, they are investing millions of dollars because they're buying airtime during the Super Bowl match, which itself is very expensive. And second, hundreds and millions of people are watching this match and this live advertisement. So it can have a very huge positive or negative impact on the brand image. Then how did the marketing team agree to execute this campaign? Well, it was a very well thought campaign. They used two folds of information. First of all, they used their domain expertise. They knew most of the beers back then tasted pretty much the same. So it was just like a coin toss situation. Choosing between the two glasses was having a pretty much equal probability of 50-50% chance. The second, they used their data expertise. Let's look at it how. In one such advertisement, they invited 100 people. They specifically focused on the consumers who are a fan of the competitor beer and not theirs. This would create a great impact on the advertisement. So in one such trial, they invited 100 people. Each of the trial had two possible outcomes. Either they chose Skills as the brand or they chose the competitor brand. The probability of success, that is the probability of the person choosing Skills, was same in each of the trial. It does not change because we know that most of the beer tasted the same, so we are treating it as 50-50% probability. And all the trials are independent. Now all these are classic traits of a binomial experiment. With this information, let's say the company decides that even if 40 people that we have invited choose Skills over the competitor brand, that would be a win for the company and that would define the success of this campaign. So the statisticians, the data analysts, could find out the probability of at least 40 bud drinkers, that is 40 or more, choosing Skills over bud. This would be, if they have a good probability here, that means there is a good chance of the campaign being successful. Now, since it's a binomial experiment, we can use the binomial distribution formula to calculate this probability, and it would be the probability of 40 people choosing Skills plus the probability of 41 people choosing Skills plus the probability of 42 people, and so on and so forth. In short, it is a probability of x greater than or equal to 50. And guess what that number is using the binomial distribution formula? It is a whopping 98%. This is where the confidence of the marketing came from, and that is why when they decided to execute this campaign, there was a very high probability of this campaign being successful. In fact, if we look at the other side of the coin, what is the probability that all the 100 people will choose the competitor brand? So probability of x equal to 100 is 1 upon a very big number, a very, very big number, in fact. So it's a very, very small probability that the all the 100 people would choose a bud. This is where this example, this story demonstrates how we can use the concepts of probability in executing marketing campaigns, or for that matter in a lot of different areas of the industry. I hope this was an interesting story and it was new for most of you. With that, before we move on to a second use case, are you curious what happened to the campaign? Did skills win or lose? Let's look at it. So this was published the next day by one of the popular newspapers, and you can see 50% of My Club fans chose skills over the My Club. And even for Bud, it was about 48%, which is way higher than the 40 benchmark that the company has chosen. Yes, definitely the ad was super successful for skills.